Back in 2025, I reviewed the Wilson Forged Dynapwr irons and I was massively impressed. And this year, Wilson have sent me their brand new iteration of that club. So this is the Wilson Dynapwr Forged iron of 2026. And in this video, not only am I going to give you a full comprehensive review of this year's iron, I'm also going to be giving you the chance to win this exact set of irons. So stay tuned. It's a couple of minutes into this video, you're going to find out exactly how. Right, so last year I was super impressed with how nice these irons felt and how they looked. This year, on my very first take of the irons, I was pretty impressed. However, I grabbed last year's irons and I compared them and they looked very, very similar. They just changed the kind of the back edge of it. So this year you're going to see a much thicker black line. You're going to see Dynapwr written in a much more of a bolder text. Now, some of you may like it, some of you may not. For me personally, I actually prefer the way last year's irons looked. However, the playability of these irons so far, having hit quite a few shots this morning to test them, has been really, really good. Wilson right now are making huge waves in the market, in the irons market and in the drivers market specifically as well. Right now, Wilson have got 4 different iron sets that they've just brought into the market this year, plus the Dynapwrs which they brought out last year as well. So you've got a huge selection of irons. Sometimes that may be too much of a selection. Also, they've got 4 different drivers as well that you can go and get fitted for. So a lot of the times you can actually think there's too much option. So it's really important to go and get fitted. I'm going to be comparing these to last year's irons, but I'm also going to be talking a little bit about the Wilson Staff XB model, which are incredible. They look unbelievable. And I'm going to give you a bit of an idea as to which one may suit you best as well. But first of all, let's hit a few shots. Let's get some distances. I'm going to talk to you about the lofts. Right, first up, we're going to start with the pitching wedge. Now, for me, I normally hit it around about 135 is kind of my go-to pitching wedge distance. I am expecting these to go further because they are stronger lofts than the type of clubs that I play. Really important, again, when you are getting fitted, that you get the correct loft because it has a huge bearing on the spin rates. Spin rates will have a huge bearing on the height and also, particularly with these clubs, the landing angle. When I'm hitting wedges, I don't want the ball coming in too flat because it's not going to stop very fast. So we want to have that balance between, yeah, we want more distance, we want more height, but we also want that stopping power. So pitching wedge for me, like I said, 135, that's where I've got the green set to start with. This should go, I think this should go about 140 to 145. Nice strike, probably actually call that a tiny bit out of the toe. So first off centre hit for you to check, 138 carry. So probably lost a little bit of distance because I mishit it, which is fair enough, but I didn't lose too much distance. One of the things I always look at with cavity back clubs as well is if I do hit the toe, for me, I hit a draw. How much more of a draw is it going to create? And on that particular instance, it wasn't too bad. Let's try 2 more. That was flushed. Also worth noting, I've got the tall, light, stiff shaft in these. So I would actually normally have a 130 gram extra stiff. So for me, we're going to be seeing a little bit more of a shape because I'm not going to be able to control the shaft as well. But again, we're 140 in distance, 7,000 spin, which again for me would be too low. But again, felt really, really good off the face. Last one with the wedge. That was absolutely flush. That probably should have gone 145, I reckon. Hit that really, really nicely. Right, so 142. For me, again, slightly low on the spin. Really good height, which is one of the things that Wilson is saying that this will give you a high launch, which is great for a lot of you players out there. We're going to move up to the 7-iron now, which is a 30-degree lofted club. So for me, again, I've been around about the 34 degrees, so I'm expecting this to go a lot further. Now, the Wilson Staff XB model are very, very similar to the Dynapwr Forged. There's probably a very small crossover between them as to what type of club you may want as a consumer. The Wilson Staff XB is a 32 loft 32 degree lofted 7-iron, whereas this is 30. So they're a little bit lighter, which will probably give you a little bit more spin, possibly a little bit more, less distance. So again, this is why it's really important to get fitted, to make sure that you do get the right clubs for you. The Staff XB is a bit more of a blade looking club, where obviously the Dynapwr is certainly more of a cavity looking club. It's a shiny finish as opposed to the XB being a bit more of a dull matte finish. So again, it's really important to make sure that you get in the clubs that you like the look of when you put them down behind the ball, but more importantly, perform perfectly for you. Right, so now 7-iron for me should go about 175. Really nice strike, probably slightly heel side of centre, hence why the ball is just moving a little bit in the air from left to right. But a flush, 198 yards of carry, 3,000 spin. Now, I'll be honest with you, I've been hitting some balls in this sim for quite a while actually this morning, and I've not really seen a very high spin rate. So I'm not going to take that spin as the perfect one. Even though it's TrackMan, it's the best launch monitor on the market, I just can't believe that I'm only hitting 3,000 spin. However, 198 is probably about right with this club at the moment, because they are stronger, they're 4 degrees stronger. The head is it's creating that higher launch, that lower MOI. So it's more forgiveness, it's more distance, it's wanting the ball to go way further, which for me is not something that I'm looking for, but might be really beneficial to you. Flush that one. Again, that's probably a bit of the shaft just kind of flipping over on me. Now, if you do want to win these sets of clubs, all you need to do is you head over to my website, andycartergolf.com, head over to the Pro Shop tab and scroll down, and right there you will find an entry form. All you need to do is put your name and your email address in, and you will be entered into the draw to win this set of clubs. The feel off the face, by the way, is beautiful. They're soft, really soft feel. They come from 5 to pitching wedge. There's this year's latest Wilson model. They look beautiful, they feel beautiful. Head over, if you want a set, head over to the website, enter your details into the form, and you will be in the draw. Oh, last one, absolutely flush. Nice, big, high, towering 7-iron, 186 yards of carry, which again, I'd probably say is a little bit closer to what I'd expect. So I expect about 190 in terms of distance with the 7-iron, because it's a little bit stronger in loft. It's also made for distance. It's made for maximum forgiveness. Right, we're going to go to the 5-iron now, because the slight difference in the 5-iron in comparison to that Wilson Staff XB model, I would say is the offset. There's a little bit more offset in these heads. It's probably another reason why we're seeing a bit more of a draw on the shape of shots that I'm hitting here as well, because I don't normally play an offset club. So if you do struggle with leaving the face open, then an off slightly, very slightly offset head will also be really beneficial to you. 5-iron for me is around about 200 yard carry, give or take, maybe 205 or so, but I've got the green here set at 200 yards. Definitely more offset now as I get into the longer club. Oh, flushed it, beautiful. High draw. I'm really enjoying the height of these clubs actually, because they are taking off really nicely. 215 carry, which again is kind of keeping in cadence with what the 7-iron was in regards to compared to my natural kind of average distances. So definitely more distance. Again, you'll see spin rate there at 3.8. So we'll take that with a pinch of salt, because the 7-iron was 3.3. So something not quite correct in regards to spin rates today on the old TrackMan, but I'd say distances are probably about right. Shot shape there is probably, I'm pretty happy with that in terms of its accuracy. So we'll try again. 5-iron, a little bit more offset, ball position slightly further forward. Really good strike there, 214 yards, same sort of shape, really good trajectory, lovely height. Definitely more of a softer feel off the face than what you would probably expect with the majority of forgiving, high launching, distance style golf irons. These are definitely kind of, they do give you that kind of nice soft feel. Let's go last one. Oh, 3 in a row with the 5 iron, 217 that time. So really good distance again, really good height, good shape, all pretty good. So for me, pros of this club are very similar to last year. I was really happy with the way last year's Dynapwr Forged played, how they looked, how they felt. These are all very similar. Very shiny heads, really nice soft feel off the face. They're doing exactly what they say they're going to do. They're going to launch a bit higher. They're going to be more forgiveness on the off-center hits, and they're going to go further. They are stronger lofted than maybe their Staff XB model. So it's really important to kind of figure out what suits you perfectly well. Like I said, you could be in with a chance of winning these. All you've got to do is head over to my website, andycartergolf.com, head over to the Pro Shop page, scroll down, fill in the form, your name, your email address, and you will be in the draw to win this beautiful set of golf clubs. Some of them still got the wrappers on as well. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Wilson for sending these out to me for testing. Any questions about these irons, please do drop down in the comments section below, and we'll see you next time.